Good afternoon. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. I'm looking out after you. You can find us on television channel 182 on Charter Communications, then Find Out Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast, thenewscasters.com. Make sure you download the app for the radio station, icradio.media. Okay, we've been talking about scams. So we just had a show about that just a few minutes ago. But you know what the newest one is? The newest scam to try to take you, whether you're a senior or a young person or a baby. They're trying to use bank impersonation as the most common text scam. So I'm going to talk with you about that. And we're going to find out what you need to know about this. So I'm going to give you, this is a testimonial. This is what happened to a lady, Molly Sinclair. Suddenly, she started receiving these ominous sounding messages from two local banks where she's a customer. So she didn't think a whole lot about it. But one warned her that her account had been locked because of unusual activity, and they instructed her to click on a link in order to verify the transaction. Now, the other simply said that her account was locked and gave her a phone number to call. Skeptical but alarmed, Sinclair got on her laptop and went to the website for one of her banks just to assure herself that her money was still there. So the first thing that popped up on its homepage was a scam alert, she recalls. It warned about fake text notifications of the sort that she had just received. She's glad she didn't click on that link or make that call. That could have been a big issue. So let's talk about it a little bit further. You've probably received these messages too. Now, the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, recently reported that text messages pretending to be from banks are up nearly 20-fold since 2019. Now, the most common type of text-based fraud, and it's costing victims a median cost of $3,000 each. These crimes are underreported. However, so the number of people affected and the lost amount are probably a lot higher than that. Okay, so if you've signed up for text notifications from your bank, it's easy to mistake the scam text for legitimate bank alerts. After all, we know fraud is all over the place. People are accustomed to getting texts from banks to prevent fraud, says Emma Fletcher, who is a senior data researcher in the Division of Consumer Response and Operations for the FTC. There is certain irony that scammers are now using these to perpetrate fraud. Now, here's how the bank impersonation works. Okay. Scammers are pretending to be security departments at banks. They send out text messages, emails, and robocalls that supposedly warn people of unusual, possibly fraudulent activity that requires immediate action. In reality, they're trying to get people to provide account numbers and login information or to transfer the funds for safekeeping into accounts controlled by the criminals. In the process, they also may still target personal information, which can be used to commit identity fraud. Now, some fake bank notification texts warn that an account that has been locked, while others ask the target to identify a large purchase that supposedly had been made at the store. If they reply no, which many people might do just as a reflex, they'll get a call from someone claiming to be from the bank. So that's step one, is to send the text, and then you go no, they're going to have somebody call you, a fake person. Okay, so fake bank messages try to create a sense of urgency. So typically, a scammer on the phone will try to alarm the people being targeted, saying they must take immediate action to protect their accounts from being emptied. Well, how about if you're at the bank, you just stop it yourself? That could be done. That would be what I'd ask. They will be walked through a series of steps that they've been led to believe will cause the fraudulent purchase or transfer to be reversed, Fletcher says, but the money is actually being transferred into the criminal's account. And I don't want that to happen to you. Sometimes the scammers will guide targets to sophisticated replicas of actual bank websites. Other than maybe a different web address, you really can't tell that they're fake, says Aaron Foss, who's the founder of Nomorobo, a security company that specializes in blocking robocalls and spam messages for its clients. They use fear to get people to quickly tap on the link and not look at the URL too closely. They're thinking you're not paying attention, but you're smarter than that. The object in such cases is to steal the victim's login credentials and other personal data. And then what they'll do is they'll go through anything else you have, hoping that you're going to use the same username and password. Now, the object in such cases is to steal victims' login credentials and other personal data. So, bank impersonation, robocalls, meanwhile, aim to contact victims to a live scammer who then carries out the scams that we just talked about. Or sometimes the criminal on the phone will tell victims to download the remote access software, which people don't realize will actually give the scammers access to the computers. And then if you've been putting your usernames and passwords on the computer, you're sunk. Alright, let's see what time it is, because I want to make sure you get all this good stuff. Okay, I can go ahead and do a few of these. Okay, now let's find out how that you can protect yourself against bank text scams. Some tips from the American Bankers Association and other sources include, first of all, number one, never click on the links on text or emails in a text or email notification. Instead, go to the bank's website, even if you've signed up for text alerts. Use the URL listed on your statements or that you previously bookmarked and check for any alerts on your account. If you have any alerts, you'll see this little, it's like a little triangle-like thing. Usually it's what's on mine. So if you said, sometimes it'll just be like you need to update your password or something like that. I would never, ever, don't do this, okay? If you get an email saying that, or if you get a text saying that, don't click on it again. Just go straight to the website, abcbank.com or whatever their website is. And that way you're going to know for sure, okay? Because I don't want your money gone. Okay, now here's another one. If you get a robocall or call from someone claiming to be from your bank, hang up. Then contact your bank in a way you know to be legitimate, either online or by calling the phone number on your statement or your debit card. Okay? Just because somebody says they're from XYZ Bank doesn't mean that they are. So be really careful there. Okay, here's another good one. Never provide account data on personal info. Now, it's ABA's banksneveraskthat.com website explains. Go ahead and go to this website. Banksneveraskthat.com is a good website. Okay, they say our bank will never ask for your PIN. They're never going to ask for your password or one-time login code in a text message. If you receive a text message asking for personal information, it is definitely a scam. Okay, don't rely on caller ID. Scammers can use technological tricks to display actual bank phone numbers or even the name of the bank. I don't want that happening to you. Okay, so as ABA's NeverAskThat.com explains, you'll never get an email or a text saying that. Okay, now be wary of message or caller insisting that you take immediate action. They're going to make it sound like it's the end of the world. Okay, so don't fall for that. Okay, scammers try to put you under pressure to act quickly to make it more difficult for you to think clearly. And we all get that. Like if you've received a phone call and you think there's something wrong with one of your kids, you're going to think kind of not cloudy. I mean, it's going to be like not thinking very clearly at all. That's what they hope you're going to do. Okay. When in doubt, seek assistance. So If you're unsure what to do in response to what happens to be an alert from your bank, stop again and ask a trusted person, a friend, family member, or coworker to help you. I know some of y'all have called me in the past and you've told me about someone claiming to be from, say, the power company who says they're about to turn your power off. And then they tell you to go to Walmart and get a bank card. Your power company is never going to ask you to go to Walmart and get a gift card. They're just not going to do that. They'd rather have the money from your account, okay, your credit card or debit card or whatever. So if someone calls and they say that, they say, well, we're going to turn your power off right now. Hang up on them, okay? Click off, okay? And then you turn right around, call the power company. Look at your bill, find the phone number that's on that bill, okay? Call the power company and ask them if they've called you. Because I've had it happen to me before. It's been a few years. So someone called and said they were about to turn the power off. And I'm like, we paid the bill. So I just went on ahead and I just hung up with them. And then I turned right around and then I called the power company and they said, you make like the 5th person who's called just in the last few minutes. So they were all on it. I mean, they were just going crazy on that. Okay, let's do one more. Let's talk about reporting the bank impersonation scams. So if you experience a bank impersonation attempt, you need to notify your financial institution of the occurrence. Include a screenshot of the text. If you lose money on this scam, contact your bank immediately. They may be able to halt that transaction. So now on an iPhone, if you wanted to take a picture of whatever is on I've got the timer up right here, but if I wanted to take a picture of it, all I've got to do is hit the top button right here. This is for volume. I hit the top one, and at the same time, I hit this other button over here to the side, and this is what you'll see. Did you hear that click? And did you see right here, down here at the bottom? I just took a picture of that right there. So all you have to do is take a picture of it if it's text, and then you need to call your bank, and then they may ask you to send it to them. So, and this is you're going to help other people out there as well. Okay, now file a police report. The documentation may be of value if there's some means of recouping your loss. For example, some home insurance providers offer fraud loss protection. Now, file reports with the federal government, the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Internet Crime Compliance Center use fraud reports to target their investigations. The more information they have, the better they can identify patterns, they can link cases, and ultimately catch the criminals. So this is what you can do. Contact the FTC at this website, reportfraud.ftc.gov. Again, that's reportfraud.ftc.gov. And the FBI, you can contact them at IC like in Cross Radio, IC Radio, IC, then the number 3.gov. That's IC3.gov. Let's go into a commercial break. We're going to be right back in just a few minutes.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
Okay, we're back. We're talking about scams and how people are trying to take your money, and I'm not going to let them do it. I'm going to give you all the information out there that I possibly can. So I've really been doing a lot of research about this here lately. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, Find It Television syndicated, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast at thenewscasters.com. So let's talk about common Facebook market scams and marketplace scams and how they work. Do you ever get nervous getting on Facebook Marketplace? I do, and I'm sure you do too. And I've heard a lot of people talk about this. So let's go on ahead and talk about how you can identify those. So here are some of the scams. Now, sometimes it's kind of difficult to gauge the extent of the risk. So Facebook's parent company, Meta, hasn't disclosed how many complaints it's received about scammers or how it's actually been taken action against through July to September the 2023 all alone. Now, the website removed 827 million fake Facebook accounts, according to their spokesperson. I think it's a whole lot more than that. And this is something else that gripes me about them, is they can never seem to get a scammer who puts stupid stuff on your Facebook page. That should be easy to do, you know what I mean? But anyway, However, the BBB, the Better Business Bureau Scam Tracker database contains a long list of reports from Facebook Marketplace shoppers who claim to have been victims of scams through their platform. They include a buyer who paid $270 for a camera that never arrived, and another who paid $1,500 for a golf cart, only to have the seller ask for an additional $1,000. Still another user reported purchasing a farm tractor from a scammer impersonating a legitimate dealer in Idaho, complete with a website and a Facebook page that turned out to be fakes. Now, after the buyer wired $19,750, the tractor never arrived, and the fake dealer stopped responding to emails and calls, of course. Others reported they had lost money on undelivered items, including a washer and a dryer, an upright piano, an iPhone, an Acura MDX sports utility vehicle, and even a puppy. So, Better Business Bureau spokesperson Josh Plano says that Facebook Marketplace scammers often take advantage of holiday demand, for whatever new toys and electronics are hot. They will indicate that they have it and display a photo that's been lifted from another online site. Scammers will also try to get buyers to use payment methods to make it even more difficult to trace. One caller to the AARP Fraud Watch Network helpline, for example, found what she thought was a good deal for concert tickets. If it's too good to be true, it usually is. At the seller's request, she sent out the $125 payment through a peer-to-peer payment app. After the payment went through, the seller simply blocked her and never sent the tickets. In other instances, consumers told the helpline scammers helped them pay for vehicles with multiple eBay gift cards instead of a check or a credit card. That never makes sense. If anybody's asking you to do that, they are a fraud. Okay, sellers targeted by Facebook Marketplace scams. So scammers sometimes pose as buyers, and they'll target legitimate sellers on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and other online marketplace platforms. Now, the FTC warned this in 2022. So in some cases, they may insist on using a payment app to pay for the goods and then send the seller a fake payment notification, hoping the seller won't realize the deception until he or she sends the goods. Now, according to the FTC, scammers will sometimes run the old-fashioned overpayment scam. They'll send two fake notifications, and they'll insist that one was an accidental overpayment and ask the seller to refund one of the payments. In Mississippi, a ring of fraudsters targeted people selling vehicles on the Facebook Marketplace. The seller would receive a fake cashier's check or wire transfer, and one of the crooks would pick up the vehicle before the seller realized the deception. So a 24-year-old man who was part of the scheme recently pleaded guilty in federal court to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and now faces up to 20 years in prison, according to the news release from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Mississippi. Now, we've talked about all this. Let's talk about how we can actually protect ourselves against these stupid frauds. Okay, so here's what you can do. Okay, but research before you buy. So a Meta spokesperson recommends reviewing a seller's business profile along with product reviews and ratings. I kind of suggest that Meta does that as well. But anyway, they say beware of bargains that seem too good to be true. That's an old adage, and it's true. As Facebook's websites note, scammers may try to use underpriced items to lure buyers into a scam. Avoid communicating with buyers privately outside of Facebook and Messenger. Have a recording of your conversations, and you can do that by typing it in. Okay, so having a record of your conversations will be helpful in case there's a problem with the purchase of payment later. Now be wary of sellers who want you to use difficult to trace payment methods. No legitimate seller of any motor vehicle is going to ask for gift cards, not even paying your light bill, okay, your electric bill. Watch out for fake email notifications. Be wary of emails telling you that there was something wrong with your payment through checkout on Facebook. And avoid clicking suspicious links. Instead, view your payment history on Facebook, which you can find in your settings. All right, now this is for the sellers, and we've got time for some of these. Okay, avoid communicating with buyers privately outside Facebook messengers like we said for buyers. Be on the lookout for fake buyers. Cybersecurity firm Reason Labs recommends taking a look at prospective buyers' Facebook profile. If the person has posted only limited information and doesn't have a profile picture, yeah, that's reason for caution right there. Watch out for pressure tactics. They also recommend you be wary of buyers who press you to do an immediate transaction or rush the process. That haste is a red flag, and they might be up to something shady. Now, be wary of buyers who want to pay with a personal check. I don't know anybody even paid with checks anymore. As the FTC warns, it can take weeks for a bank to figure out that a check is a fake. And by then, the scammer is long gone. Ask to use a different payment method. And if they don't want to do it, well, then you just saved yourself a headache. They're out of your face. They're out of your way. Okay, this is for buyers and for sellers. Be cautious when you go to meet someone to do a transaction. So if you're going to a meeting with $2,000 in your pocket or selling an item that's in similar valuable, you might just be setting yourself up to get robbed. For safety, she recommends arranging to meet in a public place or even in a local police station. That's what I do. Many of which have a specific parking spot that's set aside for online selling. Now, Facebook offers tips for meeting someone from Facebook Marketplace and advice on how to create a meetup plan. Now, report the scams. Okay, nobody wants to feel like they're a fool. Nobody wants to feel like they've been taken. But if you're helping other people when you report that scam. If you see something that makes you suspicious, Facebook recommends you stop communicating with the seller or buyer and report the scam. It offers also step-by-step instructions on how to file a report. I just wanted to get this out here to you. Scammers are coming up with new stuff every single day. And I'm going to tell you what, they try to be 10 steps above you. Do some research. You be 10 steps above them. Okay? Let it be in your pocket. That money needs to stay in your pocket. My name is Donna. I hope I've helped you out today. Thank you so much for watching Donna's Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Hope you have a wonderful day and can't wait to see you next time.
At Liberty Bank, we're all about community. Whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need, toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
My Towels solved the problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made My Towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of My Towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring spun cotton that makes My Towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get My Towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all My Towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
MyPillow.com